Jump scare. You got jump scared. Get jump. It's a tube train. It's cool. It's a tube train. That's so cool. It's like, it's the Metropolitan line. Can you see? Yeah. That's so cool. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I have been given access to the entirety of TFL. They're just like, yep, we're giving you everything and infinite money, and you just need to improve the tube network, or the whole TFL network. And that's what I'm doing in this video. I'm gonna see if I can improve the TFL network. I'm really interested to see what I'm gonna do, because I have no idea. But first, I'm gonna see if I can recreate the tube map, like how well I can recreate it. This is just a fun little activity that I'm gonna start off with. So first, I need the river coming through. Oh yeah, and then like there's Canary Wharf, and then up there to Greenwich, and then back down, and then we've got, this is the Circle line. There we go, that's the Circle line. The Hammersmith and City line, which goes like this. Let's do the District line as well. That follows like this, but that goes there. This is Earl's Court, and then goes down here to Wimbledon, goes further, and then down to Richmond, and then up here to Ealing Broadway. This goes along all the way, then all the way up to Upminster. There we go, that's Upminster over there. Let's do the Central line. I reckon I can do the Central line. That's coming in like this, like so. There we go, Notting Hill Gate, all the way through to Liverpool Street, and then we've got Stratford, and then there's Epping, and there's the Hainault Loop. There we go. Oh, don't forget that I need to do this as well. Next we'll do the Victoria line. That starts over here and then comes down like this, then comes down over here, and then down like this over to Victoria, and then over. That's Brixton. That's a pretty good Victoria line actually. And of course we've also got the Bakerloo line. We'll get it coming in over here, and then Paddington, and then up a bit, and then down over to here, and then we've got that and Waterloo, and there we go. And then we've also of course got the Jubilee line doing this, then gonna go to Baker Street, Bond Street, Green Park, Westminster, Waterloo, Southwark, and then we've got Canada Water there. Just keep going over here, and then we go up. Oh, I've done that a bit. Okay, you know what, I can move the river over a bit. That's fine. And then there we go, that's Stratford right there. Okay, and then the Piccadilly line, that's, if the Victoria line's over here, we're gonna do something like this, and then that, and then what have I done here? There we go. Yeah, there we go. And then we've got that there, and then it comes down. There's Holborn, Leicester Square, Green Park, and then it goes there. It went up, but we need to make it sure that it goes down. And then over here, and of course down to Heathrow and T4. There we go. Oh, I need to do the Waterloo and City line, of course. There's Waterloo, and I suppose we could do Bank there. Oh, I've forgotten the Northern line. That's coming down to Euston, and then that's that over there, and then coming down, that's Moorgate, Bank, London Bridge, Elephant and Castle, all the way down to Morden. There we go. After Elephant Castle, but before Stockwell, we've got over to Battersea Power Station. No, wait. Okay, I need to do more of this. because then this goes through Waterloo and all of this, and then up there, and Warren Street, Euston, and over to Edgware. Oh, I haven't done the Metropolitan. Okay, that is starting over here, of course. Bum 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 bum, all the way through. Once you get to Baker Street, that's when it follows up here. But you go over here. It needs to go over to Uxbridge here. You also need it to go over to Amersham, Chesham, and Watford. And I've just realised I've forgotten the Mill Hill East branch, and that's it. That's my rendition of the tube map. I could do Overgrab, but that's going to take way too long. Let's compare it to the real thing. You know what? It's not too far off, to be honest. But that really has nothing to do with what I'm actually doing in this video, so get rid of that. This is what I'm working with today. I am improving the tube map. So I'm just going to make it better. I'm going to give extensions to lines, maybe even create whole new lines. So to start off with, let's do something that is going to happen in the future anyway, and put the Bakerloo line extension on the map. Let's put the Bakerloo line extension on here. This is going to go through New Cross Gate and over to Lewisham. Bakerloo extension. Going to go Burgess Park, Old Kent Road, New Cross Gate, Lewisham. Amazing, that's basically what I've done. Imagine there's like 2 stations here. Oh, actually I can do that. I can put in little interconnecting blob. There we go, that's the Bakerloo line extension on the map. And then there's another one, another quite famous extension that's happening relatively soon, which is the DLR extension to Thamesmead from Galleon's Reach. Beckton on the map would like curve around like that because that's geographically accurate, but because I can't be asked to move Beckton, I'm just going to curve it round Beckton for now. That is going to end up with our Thamesmead station. And it's unlikely, but there is also a very small possibility that this, in the very far future, can connect to Barking Riverside. So that comes down from there and connects to Thamesmead as well, because geographically, these two areas are quite close to each other. It seems like so far away on the tube map, but geographically they're pretty close. So that's Thamesmead there. What else is going to happen soon? Oh yes, Old Oak Common over here. I think the Elizabeth line is going to do something more like this, and Old Oak Common is going to be served by both. It's going to be served down to Richmond and also Clapham Junction, I think. Okay, so I actually had no idea that this was the case, but Old Oak Common isn't actually going to be connected to the overground. It's just been proposed. I genuinely didn't know that. Old Oak Common, for now, or when it opens, is only going to be for the Elizabeth line. But I mean, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, this is my video, and I've decided what's going to happen. After this point, like, I'm not aware of any sort of new extensions after this, so now it's up to me. Actually, no, I can do something, which is an extension from Battersea Power Station down to Clapham Junction, which would just extend it one more stop down to Clapham Junction. Let's start with something relatively simple, which is a lovely connection here at Brixton for the overground, and put this down here at Brixton. That's a lovely new connection that people would actually use, because right now, if you want to get onto the Victoria line, you're coming in from Clapham Junction or Denmark Hill, you've got to go to Clapham High Street, walk to Clapham North, and then go up to Stockwell and change there. But this would connect really nicely because the tracks basically go right over Brixton. I mean, sure, there's probably technical reasons why that doesn't happen, but I don't care. This is my world, and I'm making it happen. Let's just do this as well, because I think that the little New Cross branch is kind of silly. So let's take over this small section of Thameslink over to Greenwich. That just provides a lot more connectivity, I think. Stratford International does nothing, doesn't it? It's like a little station. I could delete it, but also, what if I extend it to, I don't know, to Hackney Downs? why not? Let's also put a little station here. What is there geographically? Let's have a look at Google Maps right here. So let's have a look. Stratford International does sort of a curve round here. So if it did another curve, there's already sort of track here. I don't know what that track is there for. Is that... Oh, that's Greater Anglia. So let's take over a little bit of that track, or like just share the track with Greater Anglia, and then go over here. There, actually we could connect at Clapton and then have that come down. No, let's just connect at Clapton. That seems a lot more reasonable. So let's just connect to Clapton here. Actually, could we do another station at Lee Bridge? That seems plausible. We've got another station here at Lee Bridge as well. What else? Let's do what everyone is too afraid to do and touch the Victoria line over to Snaresbrook. Because why not? Honestly, why is this not a thing? Why doesn't it just connect over to Snaresbrook? It's like so close, and to get anywhere, you then, from Walthamstow Central, you have to walk to Walthamstow Queens Road, over to Leytonstone High Road, and then walk to Leytonstone. It's so much simpler if you just get a new connection there. For good measure, let's put a little station as well. What's here? Whips Cross. That could work as like a little station area. Let's visualize this on a map. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, look. You could fit a station right here. This is a lovely area. Let's also do this. No one in their right mind is using this line. There we go, it's gone. Let's actually do something instead here. Let's just extend the district line all the way over to Romford. You don't need the little bit of overground there. Terminate all trains at Romford now. And you know what? You can have your little Emerson Park station. Once again, this probably doesn't make any sense for Transport for London to do, but I think it's funny. What else? Mill Hill East, absolutely. You either need to go or extend over to Edgware, and I think, you know what? Let's make the Northern Heights happen. Let's put a little station in here, because I think that was supposed to be the case. I have to look at my old map, 1 second. There we go. My 1939 London Underground map. Yeah. So if you have a look up here, there is Mill Hill East, and then there is Mill Hill the Hale. Mill Hill the Hale, and then Mill Hill Broadway. I don't know if that's actually Mill Hill the Hale. It doesn't matter. We just now have that station as well. Let's see what else they were doing at this time. Oh, of course. Let's get Ongar back. Because why not? The Epping to Ongar line is still there. Why not just put it back on the central line? Gives people a nice connection further into Essex. All 3 stations are now back on the tube map. What else were they doing at this time? Oh, that's quite interesting. There was a connection further from West Ruislip to, what does that say? Denham and Harefield Road. I'm on a central line spree at the moment. Those were probably proposed much like the Northern Heights, but they never actually happened. There we go. That's now extended as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, we can absolutely do that. I'm going to put this back now, and I'm just not going to ruin it. That is a very precious artifact to me. But of course, let's bring back Aldwych. It's still there. I've been there. I actually have never brought this up on camera before. I've been to Aldwych. I did the Hidden Underground or Hidden London tour. It was awesome. Put some pictures up on screen now. Let's bring back Aldwych. You know, it's still there. You can still go see it. And also, you know what? At this point, we're bringing back the Circle line as well. The Circle line is now a circle once more. There we go. Just for good measure, this is now a permanent part and not just like occasional services. You can now go to Kensington Olympia whenever you want. Let's also do this, because that's maybe an extension that's going to happen. The Elizabeth line is going to continue to Dartford. Oh. It's been stopped. Okay. I don't know how much footage I just lost there. So the tube map's looking pretty good at the moment. Let's look how much I've done. That's noticeable, isn't it? Let's start getting a bit crazy here, because I think this little section of London is really underserved. Let's have a look on Google Maps. There is basically nothing here, right? You've got Richmond Park and like a bit of Southern Services. I think these are Southern Services. Southwestern. Let's put some things here. We need a lovely new section of overground, of course, which is actually going to be a loop from Richmond all the way through here, passes through Wimbledon, over to Clapham Junction. 4 stations will do. And then Wimbledon to Clapham Junction will be Earlsfield. Okay, that's the new loop service. This loop service will go from Acton Central, and it will not go to Willesden Junction. Let's have a look down here. No one in their right mind has ever used Reeves Corner. I used it when doing Going Underground, and it was the most pointless little tram station I have ever seen in my entire life. This serves no purpose. Church Street already does it, and it's only one track. If you have a look here, you can only get it if you're coming in like into Croydon. There's no other platform over here. Let's extend the Bakerloo line further. Go to Elmer's End, and I believe it also is going to Beckenham Junction as well. Ladywell, Catford Bridge, Lower Sydenham, New Beckenham, and then you go further from here, like down to Hayes. There we go. You know what? I think it's time to finally add a new line. I've made quite a few things here. Let's make a new line. Let's start it right down here. It's going to be an interesting green colour. We're going to start it here, and then it's going to go to Putney Bridge and Victoria. This is going to then go to Charing Cross, and then goes to Aldwych, then St Paul's, and then Farringdon, King's Cross, and Camden Town. Farringdon is then going to branch off to Old Street, up to Highbury Islington, to Finsbury Park, and then it's going to do a 90-degree angle, and then another 90-degree angle, and then it's going to take over this section of Thameslink. This section is then going to go over to West Hampstead, and then take over this section of Thameslink. This down here, it's going to connect to Vauxhall, and then Balham, and then Tooting, and then Belgrave Walk. We're calling this line the Awesome Line, in brackets, cool. Make sure people know that this is the line I'm referring to by putting it in the colour. Do you know what we don't need? We don't need this section out to Crystal Palace. That's a useless bit of track that no one ever actually uses. There we go, it's gone. This bit to Watford, like, who the hell in their right mind is actually using this as a viable way to get into central London? Genuinely nobody. And also, while we're at it, West Harrow doesn't need to exist. West Acton's another one. Like, what is it with these stations beginning with West, honestly? West Kensington as well. Genuinely, like, just why are you there? Nobody ever uses you. So just, you're gone. I think that's all the Wests I can get rid of. No, okay, there's one final thing I need to get rid of, and it's Tower Gateway. And then we're making a new extension. Absolutely. Oh, it is exciting times, everybody. We're making a new extension of the DLR. It's going from Bank. It's connecting to my new mega station at St Paul's, and then we're going up to Warren Street and then Euston. Also, from St Paul's, the new mega station at St Paul's, we're going down to Charing Cross, get the old Jubilee Line platforms, and ending at Westminster. There we go. That's the DLR extension into central London. Do you know what else needs extending? That's right, Chingford. Chingford is choggers. Everybody knows this. So it deserves its own little line here. The Chingford line needs to go just so far out. Let's connect this is the station Liverpool Lime Street. I just think that it's like a really valuable connection, and this is actually going to connect to Cambridge as well. There we go. I think that's a really valuable connection into the heart of North England. The services from Chingford out to Liverpool Lime Street are honestly basically non-existent. I mean, look, you go Chingford here, and then Liverpool Lime Street is like all the way up here. Like, genuinely, how are you supposed to get to there from Chingford? You're not. Like, they don't want you to. So I think this new connection all the way through Cambridge up to Liverpool, I think that's a really valuable connection right there. Oh, you know what? Everybody knows this. Everybody wants this. The Waterloo City line, as much as it's awesome that it's just 2 stations, it's got to change. So we're going to create a new connection to Pimlico, over to Imperial Wharf, and then Putney Bridge, ending at Putney Bridge there. And of course it's going further over here. It's going to Aldgate, Whitechapel, both of the Bethnal Greens. It's going to finish at Clapton at the new station we've created for the DLR as well. Another thing that people would, I think, really be interested in is, of course, an extension to everyone's favourite, the cable car. I think the cable car is absolutely in need of an extension, because honestly, it connects nowhere to nowhere. As Jay Foreman once said, let's connect it. I think it's a really valuable way of getting Londoners around, so let's extend the cable car. Okay, it's going down to Island Gardens, and it's actually... Oh, you know what? We could connect it to Canary Wharf. All 3 Canary Wharfs that are currently unconnected. It's now going to Canada Water, and then over to Tower Hill. There we go. And in terms of going the other way, I think going to Barking Riverside first, and then going to Upminster, and actually following this section of track over to Romford would be really useful. And we then go over to Ongar, and then we do like a little bit of like that, Epping, and then Buckhurst Hill, and then we extend it to Cambridge as well, and then over to Cheshunt. Think that it might go to Enfield Town, but oh, actually, it does that and completely avoids Enfield Town. We then connect it to Cockfosters, New Barnet, and High Barnet. I think that's a really, really valuable connection right there. Yeah, I think that the cable car extension was something we didn't know we needed, but was absolutely just like, when you think about it, it just makes sense, you know? It just makes sense. I think that's it. I don't think I could have done a better job, to be honest. It's beautiful, honestly. Fucking cable car extension. Thank you guys for watching this video. This was so stupid. If anyone watches this video, thank you for actually like sitting through all of that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, that's great. And I will see you in the next one, depending on what it is. Goodbye.